Hey guys, welcome back to Interviews with the Viewers. It's Bella.
And Marlon.
Today we're going to be interviewing Mr. Hall, our wonderful journalism teacher, to learn a little more about the inside scoop of being a journalism teacher.
Okay, guys, so we're here with
Mr. Hall,
Liberty's journalism teacher, and we're going to ask him a few questions about his career as a journalism teacher and some of the behind the scenes that he does. So, why did you choose to be a journalism teacher?
all right, well, first off, thank you guys for having me. This is the first time that somebody's had me on a podcast, and I've taught here for about 8 years now. So I'm excited to be here. Yeah, I have loved journalism since I was a kid. I mean, I have always loved writing. I was on my high school yearbook staff, worked on the magazine as well. And when I was a junior in high school, I got the opportunity to work at my city newspaper, the Alton Telegraph, where I got to work in the sports department and then eventually became a sports reporter. And so, I've just always loved it. And being a teacher, the teacher component of it, happened because my parents were both teachers. So I enjoyed my high school experience in journalism. Parents were teachers. It all just kind of worked together. But when I was in high school, this is not exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to pursue to be a professional reporter. Actually, before that, broadcaster. But things change, and I'm happy that it did because I love my job.
For your experience as a teacher, do you think it's the same as your experience when you were in high school?
I'm looking at it from a different lens. I mean, I think kids have pretty much always been the same. I mean, I graduated in 1996, so it's been a while. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of similarities. I mean, obviously technology changes, like eras change. Like school's a little different with, I guess maybe from when I went to school. But no, I mean, it's hard from the other side now being the teacher. I tell you what really helped me as a teacher is being a parent. When I started having get my own family and kids now, I've got a 8th grader and a 4th grader. Being a parent, I think, definitely makes you a better teacher.
What critical component of this position makes the work challenging?
I think you put pressure on yourself. I mean, I can just speak for myself, and you feel like, and I do less of this now, but that you have to do so much, and you have to cover so much content or get through so many things. There's just not enough time. And I've really kind of cut back on that and just focused on some things, so not as much quantity, but focusing on quality. I probably have heard that before. And my students know that there's always 80 different things that I'm doing, if I'm looking stressed or whatever, but I truly am enjoying it. And I think I'm doing that more as I get older and more experience, is that I think I'm sort of taking a deep breath and just kind of letting it roll and evolve, and not so much worrying about all the different stuff that I have to do, and it all just kind of it works out. Putting and I may talk a little bit about this here later, but putting students in the position of leadership has really changed my teaching career.
So how do you deal with that pressure or the stressful situations that come with being the teacher?
I think I just kind of focus one at a time, one day at a time, and I've learned to let go things where maybe, and my students have heard me before. I'm like, maybe I'm trying to micromanage you here a little bit, not just just kind of have you heard me say that? It's just kind of letting go. Here, I'm advising. I'm sort of being the role model. I know what I'm doing. And here is my advice. Here's what I think you do, my suggestions to improve. But everybody learns differently, and I have some students that, eat, breathe, sleep journalism, and that's like their main thing. And I have other students, who are just like, hey, I like kind of being in the class, and it's one of 6 or 7 classes that I have during the day, and so just kind of a balancing where everyone what they want out of it. And what I tell people at the beginning of the year is like, this class is what you make it out to be, So my goal is not to like change everybody to be like a journalist or whatever, but just I want to create a fun experience.
So what mistakes from the past have you learned that improve you as a teacher or your work in like leading others?
I think earlier on in my career, probably not too long ago, just taking things too seriously. And then what I tell my students sometimes is like, you got to communicate. You have to talk to the people. If something is bothering you, or if you're not seeing it a certain way, you have to talk, or you have to communicate. You can't make up stories in your head like, here, this is what, I go back to like the work style. I have a certain work style, but I also have to adjust to know that everybody doesn't work like me. And that's not maybe the best way all the time either. There's that's what I love about this job, is because students have taught me, as I think, maybe even more than I've taught them, of like how they learn. It definitely keeps me young too as I get older. So, to adjust with all the different forms of technology and phones and dealing with all that stuff.
So how do you evaluate success behind your students' work?
I just want them to just get better, and I have a really special job, I think, because I get to have a lot of the same students for 3-4 years. So I really get to know them. I get to watch, and I get to see them, like become adults and become like really amazing people. Starting out as like a freshman, and I know both of you guys are freshmen. I know if you guys are really mature, but like. And just kind of like just seeing how they go throughout high school, and you get attached, and you get connected with your students, and so I think that's the best thing about this job, is the relationships, not so much the all the definitions or the content, all the other stuff. That stuff is not as important as the life skills and the relationships. Yeah, I mean, I think just with this. Program has really, really come a long way, especially the last couple of years. I mean, our numbers have grown, and what I love is I like to get a really good mix of students throughout not everybody in like the same like niche or clique or whatnot. I really like our staffs to be representative of the school, and another great thing about it is to see all of the friendships that have created from this, that people who didn't know or wouldn't have talked to this person in school, and they may be totally different. You might have somebody who's like really sporty or whatnot, and then they become really good friends with like someone who's all about like theater or like something other walk of, of school. Yeah, it's just been really cool to see.
So our last question is, what have been your favorite moments of this year?
My favorite moments this year is all of the different experiences that we've had. Like later today, I'm going on this trip to San Francisco and taking a group of 12 students to a national convention, and we will find out whether or not our yearbook wins what's called a Pacemaker Award, which is the highest honor that you can get for the yearbook. Just to be nominated was a first for Liberty, and so that's really, really cool to see the excitement of that. We had the fall conference in St. Louis, not too far away, but we had a really great experience there. Mizzou went to Journalism Day. We've done a lot of stuff in the community. We did some students work with a landscaping company on a video, a fitness studio, a restaurant. So a lot of that. We're starting to do more things outside of school, so that's been really, really cool. But it's been an amazing year. I mean, I love all my classes. Like, it's become kind of what I've wanted it to become, and sort of just an area where people can be creative and come in and out, and there's a lot of crossover between different classes. It's not just like, oh, I only do journalism or I only do broadcast. Like people are, they're, like you said, you've done podcasts, you've done stories, I think you've done video too, or you worked a little bit on video. So that's what all this is about, is just to kind of, and that's what school is about anyway, is just to expose you to like different little things, parts of different areas, and see what you want to do. So hopefully I haven't gone too long. I know I tend to talk a lot, but I appreciate you guys having me and everything.
Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to
Interview with the Viewers.
Make sure to look out for our new episodes.
Bye.